Hey yo, what is up guys, it's your boy Tway here, and this will be a video of Arcana skill build and what I really like at level 32 and up to even level 50, so let's give it a go. If you want to check out all of your skills, if you hit level 32 and actually manage to do this raid, there we go, and I'm level 32, you could probably get it onto 30. You click this button and you go to the arc part. Now the funny thing is, onto the previous CBTs you could only manage to check out your skills that you had currently and not even your future skills, but now I'm level 32, I have unlocked all skills. Now that to me is insane in terms of trying things out. So it took me about, I don't know, maybe an hour to figure like some things out that I really do enjoy for my skill build. So I will be showing you guys what I like, and will it be the best for PvE leveling? I would say yes. I'm confident enough to say that the shit that I'm putting down is insane, and I will show you guys what, why, and how. So let's get it popping. So for skill build, what you need to be focusing on is the Lotus Flower. Lotus Flower for one simple reason being, let's give something with a massive amount of HP. There we go, that one is not the one I want. I want to have the zombies. There we go. Ready. So as for the Lotus Flower, here's where you can get a skill reset, and I will recap it onto maximum. I got a certain way of this build where it does maximum crit damage and more damage the moment you pass through certain skill sets. So at the beginning 500 damage, but if you collide with it fully, you can get up to 2k hits, and let's see if I can actually pop one that's even bigger. So 2k is like the maximum advantage. So even on a low crit, this one is insane, and by far to me one of the best skills there is. Now aside from that, there's another skill that I really do enjoy, and that is the card swipe. It is that one. Now I only pick 2 lines on this. Reason for it being, you have a 44% cooldown chance, and let me see if I can just pop it. So if I press my D, 12-second cooldown, right? No luck so far. Here I popped it, no cooldown. I am not lucky today. I've actually had this multiple times where I can just, like this, keep popping it for no apparent reason, and it does not go on to cooldown like this. It is just a very crazy skill. Now the reason for a second line is being that if you are on 4 cards, you can get an additional attack buff, and I'm not quite sure, it seems to be 44% more attack bonus, which is crazy. Now if you go on to max lines on this one, you can actually get yourself a double swipe. Oh man, this is credit card shit. So if you can look at the bar here, down there it says 1 buff. If I hold it, it becomes 3 straight A. Now if I do this once more, it becomes even more lines. Now the second line would automatically proc into another hit because the buff itself is not that high, or as long in terms of cooldowns, but the moment I pop another skill, I will automatically increase myself into damage. To me that is a very good skill, but there's another way where you can pop this skill, but that will be into the maximum build. Aside from that, what skills would I like to focus on as well? I would say this skill is on a high priority list on 2 lines. Reason for it being, if you let's put it down onto this line, it will stack 1 card. Now every single time you pop a red skill, this way the card will pop, and automatically on certain skills it will actually either do extra damage or it will get a stun and so on. So there are multiple quirks to it. So stacking cards as fast as you fucking can is insanely good. Now in that second line, as you can see, 2 cards straight A. If you pop it like that, straight A, pop in the cards, and there we go, double hit onto some crit. I will just summon another one. And reason for that being a very good skill would be the second pop and card skill. Now it puts you at a small disadvantage that you need to be in range of your enemies. Now honestly I don't mind that all that much, even on 250 ping, so could be decent or not. So one or two ways that you can actually perform your leveling stuff would either be 2 lines on this one and 2 lines on this one to have a maximum advantage of both stacking cards and detonating them for full skills, or what I would assume is the best one is get the Lotus Flower and just do this and wait till everything dies. It's just such an insane skill. Now, aside from that, another skill that I really do enjoy is the Quantum Tunnel. On 2 lines it can actually stun, as you can see, and small bosses even get stunned as well. So into like Tower of Infinity, an amazing skill. And currently, aside from 27 skill points that I added into this one, I have this full skill set brought up to a way that I really do enjoy it. Now, where do I see this in terms of maximizing everything? Now, I will show you what I like the most. And with this, I'll actually tell you guys how many skill points I would either be missing or lacking. Now, if I would go for a full skill build, it would look something like this according to the lines that I want. And let's just check it out why I like it this way. The W skill itself is amazing if you have 3 lines on it. Reason for it being, you can allow yourself to pop back all the way where you want to be at. Now let's give this a maximum cooldown. There we go. So I'll put this one up. Let's see, what skills do I want? I want it to either leap. You could get some crit extra, or you can get some boss damage extra, whatever you like. And I would say I'd go for this for maximum leap distance. Reason for it being, if you leap to here and leap back, then that leaping back is probably the best disengage that you will have on Arcana as well to get the fuck out. Now, funny thing is, if you stand in front of your enemy, you will still pop all the way back. Now that is worth it so much, because otherwise you would be leaping back here and wasting card opportunity. So the leaping back here allows you to maximum disengage or maximum engage, which to my knowledge is probably one of the best things that you can possibly get. So to me, if you for instance pop these cards, get back but still want to get out, these are ways where you can just switch it up and still detonate some of your skills which you're trying to pop. Now, to me, this skill definitely valuable on to like the very higher end. Now, the Quantum Tunnel, if I did have the points, I would maximize it, but then again, I'm not quite sure whether I'll be using it, because CC is all about momentum. So normally I just put the Quantum Tunnel down, and if there's like a lot of enemies here, I just run to the back to the point they actually get in. Use this stuff. Once I get out, pop it like a cherry and go from there. Either jump in, jump out, and then just pop the cherry on some other skills. So there are multiple ways which in this build you have like maximum mobility but still output a lot of damage. Now, there's 2 quirks that I really want to address. Now, this skill is insane in terms of even a 1 skill point. And I will show you why. Right now, auto attacks, as you can see, not many crits. Let's pop the cherry. And guess what? Every single hit that I will pop after that will become a crit. And let's see when it stops, whenever that buff actually goes down. Now, for this, I would say it makes the skill so much more awesome. Reason for it being, let's say I will just pop the cherry on this one, get 1 and get a 2 hit in, and then get maximum damage on one of my last hits, which is the F button. And right now I don't even have the maximum skill points on it, but if I go, for instance, that would be a crit, this would be maximum damage, this would be card rip. I'm not quite sure which one is which, but in terms of a boss, for instance, let's say a mini boss, I can stun this guy, maximum card rip, and then just pop the cherry for no reason, and I actually miss my window of opportunity. But even then, if I just pop the cherry like this, this is absolutely insane damage. So with this, I would say the R button definitely has its way, especially in the early levels into the game, when you have no skill points. So this would definitely be a skill that I would be using. Now, there's another way that I want to be using a skill. Now, this was the double card swipe. The double card swipe has its use as of what I'm thinking it is. This has an iframe, which could be good in PvP, but let's go for the initial damage and the cooldown reduction, because the cooldown reduction could do actually something good. I'm not quite sure what the card stacking of this is, but yeah, I haven't tried everything out all that much. Now the funny thing is, with this skill, if you can get maximum cards, you can get a delay onto this pop. Whenever it pops, you can get both extra damage and a stun, or a stun extra duration. Now if you pop it earlier, like that, the cards normally would pop earlier and then it would stun. It seems as though they changed something up. I'm not quite sure what they did. It used to be stunning something. But let's just check it out, because I had some ideas with this skill and I know this skill is definitely stunning. Now this also has its uses in terms of stunning, which I would say is pretty good in terms of card extras. This could be good, and this was the extra pop if I is it? It is not, it is this one. Alright, so let's go again. Card swipe. Onto the credit card stuff. Pop the cherry, here's a stun. And as you can see, stun extra duration, because normally the stun duration isn't that long. Now, there we go, stun. Never mind, the stun is actually insanely long. Now, this is also one of the uses of the skills that I really do enjoy. So, you could potentially leave this one out, like that. Get this one in. Because in some of these aspects, I would say the stun itself is really valuable onto like smaller monsters and bigger monsters as well. Tower of Infinity definitely has its uses for stuns and such. So with this build, you would do a lot of damage, as well as stunning your enemy. Now let's check it out if I can actually pop more damage than I used to. Now this has a knockdown. I would say not very useful all that much. Not in terms of PvE at the very least. The double card swipe, another knockdown, and it seems to have nothing else. Alright. So I would say this double card swipe, although it isn't all that fast, also has its uses. Would I use the normal card swipe? I don't know. Honestly, I don't. But it's either this or that one. You can choose. Aside from all the other skills, there's one skill that has an honorable mention, but I find its utility a little bit lacking and its damage a little bit lacking, which is this one. Which is the ultimate card swiping skill, which just looks fucking fantastic, man. This is my new favorite skill on Arcana. Sadly, the damage itself is lacking so much, like the 420 something and the 10k and the 10, or like the 1k hit that I'm currently doing. It's just, it is lacking so much damage. The side effect is it has amazing crowd control, because this also seems to be either like paralyzing or whatnot. But if you can go for full damage or debuff or something, I'm not quite sure. This seems to do like a debuff or something, and the damage becomes a little bit more. But to be quite frank, it's just, I don't think it's enough. And here's another side effect to it. If you go like in very near range of this, it seems as though these cards are hitting something as well. But I'm not quite sure which part of this is that. I think it is this one. But honestly, like I said, the skill's a little bit lacking. This one is also quite fun. But like I said, these skills are quite lacking in terms of utility, because you cannot cancel it, aside from the fact that if I spacebar this and get out, that is the only way I can cancel both of them. So they have their quirks, but I would not say to maximize either of these skills. Now this is it for the skill build that I'm currently using, and let's just pop down back to what I was wearing. So let's check it out. Lotus Fury, maximize this, get this one to 7 for a second line. Once you get the second line, I would say get a card pop, either this one combined with this one because it's doing a lot of damage, or you could pick this one and get both of these and not pick the first one, but those are all debatable. I would say this skill has a lot of uses in terms of pushing people down. Complete it with this skill as well, because if you combine it like this, let's just add it. Yep. Alright, so if you combine the skills like this, you push away, you can insta pop the other skill combined with the detonation later on to the other part. So I would say these two skills would be the fanciest way to go. As well, in terms of cooldown, it just makes it so much easier to double stack and get yourself the buff as well. So once you get that skill, you could put this one on 1 point, get this one maxed out, get this one to 7 for the extra stun, and as you can see, I'm lacking a few skill points here and there, but honestly it's looking quite well in terms of what I want. Now the last skill that I would add obviously would be the W skill, where you can actually engage, and that would round up my full skill build. So I would say to you guys, hope you guys enjoyed this part. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them into the comments. But for now, Twibby, peace out.